But at least in 2017, one thing which was beginning to be a shift was that we put a motion to say, let us have secret ballot against former president, the criminal Jacob Zuma. And for the first time as the EFF were able to persuade members of the ANC to vote against their own president, their sitting president. So we are proud as the EFF that in this 5th Democratic Parliament, we're able to crack the ruling party to vote separately in terms of what happened in a secret ballot, which we insisted should happen. My sincere plea is that in its reflection of the decision that I have taken, the organization should also avoid mischaracterization of an otherwise revolutionary and disciplined decision to not renew membership of the EFF, and the request that I must be released from all areas that I'm deployed on behalf of the EFF. I've decided not to renew the membership of the EFF because I will join and participate in Umkhonto Wesizwe Party. It's a decision that I have taken, and I think and believe that it will add meaningful value to the progressive and revolutionary politics that must be pursued by all the progressive forces in South Africa.
Treasury has said the president must pay 7.3 million rands. The Constitutional Court is going to sign off on this. And is this now the end of the matter for you as EFF?
Now, look, I think the greatest achievement which we should restate as the EFF is that ultimately the money which we said is going to be paid is going to be paid by Jacob Zuma, because when we arrived in Parliament in 2014, we said he is going to pay back the money as part of the commitments that were made prior to elections. So already the EFF has delivered on an election promise. The Corruption Act in South Africa says that if you are a recipient of illegally acquired money and processes, you are guilty of corruption. We're going to explore the criminal prosecutions of Jacob Zuma for being an illegal recipient of money which he was not supposed to benefit in Nkandla, because we have got an obligation as citizens to make sure that the money that we receive, we know where it comes from. All the benefits that we receive, we must know where it comes from. It must not be criminally acquired. So the Corruption Act places the blame on the recipient and those who give as well. So there must be an exploration of the criminal prosecution of Jacob Zuma for being a beneficiary of benefits through a 250 million house in Nkandla.
Why are we getting thrown out?
That money, Nkandla money, must be paid. You can't hide behind presidency.
Honorable members, I'm calling the security. I'm suspending the House for a few minutes for these
on a point of order, Chair. 1 hour money. We want
the
money.
House is suspended for 3 minutes.
Go. 1 hour money. Go. 1 hour money. One hour money. Date and time.
You won't remove us. We're not going anywhere.
Pay back the money. Pay back the money. Pay back.
Has the EFF received money from VBS or through any other channel that proceeds from VBS?
No, anyone who has any information to that effect must come to us. We'll obviously investigate whatever allegations are made, but we can't respond to allegations made in the air. Unfortunately, I cannot comment too much about the process, the report, because I actually participated there. I represented an unrelated client. So maybe, unlike other citizens, I know about the weaknesses of that process, which I wouldn't like to share now.
There's reports this morning from the Daily Maverick suggesting that Floyd Shivambu himself, the Deputy President, received money from his brother from those proceeds from VBS.
So I must respond to the Daily Maverick now. No, we don't respond to the Daily Maverick. The Daily Maverick or you or anyone else who has any information, our offices are in Braamfontein in De Korte Street. You can bring that information. Then
So
we
can
will
you,
look into it. Yeah.
can you categorically say that the EFF did not receive money from VBS at all?
Yes, I can say that because I have no information to the contrary. The sources of money for the EFF are its membership base, as well as the stipend that we receive from the IEC and Parliament. And any other instant, there are certain donations that we receive. Those will be declared. For example, during the election time, we've been approached by certain companies that are donating to all political parties, and we are considering that. Previously, we didn't take that kind of money. So that's the money that I can account for. That's the money that I know. There's no way that the EFF received money from VBS. That I can tell you categorically.
Out of having to say the same thing about this. Every time somebody speaks, it's blown up as if something new has come up. Now, the latest, of course, is this Matotsi affidavit. Now, the most important thing about that is that actually nothing new comes out of that affidavit, nothing at all. Because Matotsi says, remember in the previous, all the previous reports, Mutao and the Daily Maverick and all that, it was said that these were monies that were paid to the persons that you've mentioned. Matotsi now says, no, this was a donation to the EFF, not to the persons that you are mentioning. And he says that he had of course he does say that he had a meeting with them, but he specifically says that it was a donation to the EFF. Yeah.
Just for the record.
Right.
There is no denial this time that the EFF party did receive funds from VBS.
No, there's never been a denial of that. That's why I'm saying there's nothing new. There's always been there are two. Okay, I was saying there are three things. The third thing is the loan.
You categorically say that the EFF did not receive money from VBS at all?
Yes, I can say that because I have no information to the contrary. The sources of money for the EFF are its membership base, as well as the stipend that we receive from the IEC and Parliament. And any other instant, there are certain donations that we receive. Those will be declared. For example, during the election time, we've been approached by certain companies that are donating to all political parties, and we are considering that. Previously, we didn't take that kind of money. So that's the money that I can account for. That's the money that I know. There's no way that the EFF received money from VBS. That I can tell you categorically.
Jacob Zuma will never find peace in the presence of the EFF that respects the Constitution. As long as the Constitution is what we have now, Jacob Zuma, unless he's held accountable to the fullest, he will never address this parliament. There will never be a time where he will find peace in this particular parliament. At all times he will know that there are serious dynamics and opposition that will come from the EFF, which has been proven times and again that is the only defender of the Constitution.
The fact of the matter is we could be in a position very soon where we will make a determination who becomes president, and whoever becomes president will be told that you're going to give President Zuma a presidential pardon, and when he gives the presidential pardon, we'll bring President Zuma back in his National Assembly, put him back as president. Simple as that. Before we even change the constitution.
The constitution has to change. This is what new kid on the block, Umkhonto, a Sizwe party wants to see. MK says it's not a true reflection of the people. Spokesperson Ntlamulo Ndlela said the reason they are facing tough economic times as a country is because the constitution overlooks traditional leaders and the important role that they play.
This current constitution is not reflective of the people. This current constitution is not reflective of the traditional leaders who are the actual owners of the land.
Yeah.
This current constitution is not reflective of the traditional leaders and civil society.
So it seems like Floyd has left one looting dictator at the EFF to join a bigger looting dictator at the MK.
The reason why Africa is referred to as a dark continent is because we have got post-colonial disasters, imposters, thugs, criminals who by coincidence, accident, or by design find themselves occupying the highest political office in their land. These include Obiang Basako of Equatorial Guinea, Paul Biya of Cameroon, Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso, General Sani Abacha of Nigeria, Jose Eduardo dos Santos of Angola, Idi Amin Dada of Uganda, Mobutu Sese Seko of a country named Zaire, and unfortunately, Mr. Jacob Zuma of a country is going to soon name Guptaland. And what are the common features of these people, of these traits that destroy the post-colonial state? They seek to enrich their families. They seek to undermine the rule of law. They have no regard of the Constitution. They prosecute and persecute political opponents, including of the political parties that they come from. They fight in that particular format. And when everything else has failed, they kill, they assassinate their opponents. That is what we are faced with here in South Africa, of a political post-colonial disaster called Mr. Jacob Zuma. That is why we stand as the EFF to say that every opportunity that arises to get rid of such post-colonial disasters, we must act in unison.